Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andy. Welcome to the show. So today we have a little great watch that I'm gonna review right now. And this is the Nivada Grenchen F77 with the titanium case and bracelet and the meteorite dial. So let's begin. So the F77 was originally designed in 1977. So that's why this is the F77. It was designed as a sporty integrated piece with the integrated bracelet. And back then, actually, this watch was 38 millimeters in diameter. Now, this new iteration is 37 millimeters in diameter. So that is a very cool modification that they did for this watch to be so much more wearable. Now, this watch didn't come out back in the day like this. It was with stainless steel and with a weave basket. That was an incredible signature dial that they have on this watch. Now they had lapis lazuli and this meteorite dial and other dials that are incredible. This is the one that grabbed my heart. This is the one that I go with. It's just incredible. It's an amazing watch. It's just beautiful. It's very industrial. It's just an amazing. Look at that beautiful, incredible meteorite dial. I am in love. So this watch actually changes very drastically throughout the light, and the dial it's just mesmerizing. You cannot pinpoint what is and what not. Like, it has a lot going on the dial, and I really like that. So let's just start with specs on this baby. As I said previously, this watch is 37 millimeters in diameter. It has a 12.1 millimeter thickness on this bad boy, including the sapphire crystal. It is grade 5 titanium all throughout the watch. So that is just amazing. Look at that beautiful caseback engraving of the end of Nivada. It has a log-to-log of 45 millimeters from here to here. But if you measure the end link to end link, because this watch unfortunately has a protruding first link. So this measures at 50 millimeters from the end point of the first link and end point to the second link. So that's a little bit big. If you have a little smaller, wrists, maybe consider that, because this is going to flare out a little bit. Has a dome sapphire crystal, as I already stated, and has an anti-reflective coating on the underside, if I'm not mistaken. It has a screw-down crown and a screw-down caseback. With that, gives you 100 meters of water resistance. So that is incredible for this watch. So the bracelet, because it's integrated, the first link goes from 22 millimeters down to 16 right here, and then back up to 18 millimeters on the clasp. It has a double push button to release the beautiful and reveal the beautiful mill clasp, as you can see here. And you have micro adjustments, so a lot and ton of micro adjustments. This is incredible. For me, this would have been incredible with a easy movable extensions or on the fly. But hey, you get what you get for a titanium grade 5 watch for just, hear me out, and meteorite dial, just for $1,400, a little bit more, like $1,500. It's just amazing for this price to have this kind of specs. You might think that this watch has a Solida movement, but no, you're wrong. This has a Soprod movement, actually the RO24, and it has 38 hours of power reserve. So that is kind of like, this is just 38 millimeters is not a lot, but if you wear it every single day, you don't have to worry about that. Me, I do, because I have a lot of watches. Now with these specs out of the way, like this watch has incredible specs, Let me talk to you about the watch itself just a tad, because the experience of wearing this watch is just like no other. I think that the closest thing that you can think of, or that I can think of, is the beautiful Pelagos 39. So that watch made me realize that the Pelagos 39 were like a vintage Tudor Submariner because of the lightness and like the jingly jangly of the, the bracelet and stuff. And when I had it, I actually thought that I was wearing a beautiful, incredible, well-preserved watch from the past. But you had this watch that is just very well made, and it was very modern. Now, this is what I feel with the F77. Like, same thing. I think that the obviously the Grade 5 titanium has something to do with this because of the lightness. So I think that the golden age of watches, they were when the watches were a little bit lighter because of the natural assembling of the bracelets. They were a little bit light and they weren't solid, so that's why they were a little bit lighter than expected. And that was very comfortable. I actually had some Rolex from the past, and they are very, very comfortable to wear. So now that this is what I feel with the F77, it's just an incredible piece to wear because it's small, it's 37 millimeters, and it's very, very light. And actually, it just weighs around 97 grams, something like that. I gotta check that. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. But it just feels incredible on the wrist. Now, my wrist is 6.7 inches, and this watch wears very, very nice on my wrist. Yes, granted, sometimes I wish that the first end link would, drip down a little bit more, but this is the reality. The reality is that it doesn't. It is 50 millimeters from end link to end link. But I am accustomed to that because I have Rolexes on other watches that they don't have a female end link, or they don't go down straight from the lugs. So this is just a tad, a little negative for this watch. And the second negative that I have to tell you about is the superluminova that this one uses. So with these traits that this watch has as a vintage watch, but being modern, the lume is lacking here. So it is almost representing the same lume as if you get a old watch today and you try to light it up with your UV light, and you just get a tad of lume of the watch. This is a negative for me. I really like lume on my watches. I have a Tudor FXD, and I really, really like how that watch glows in the dark. So this is a negative, just a tad, but it's super cool to see that it just goes with the vibe of the watch. The third thing that I don't like about this watch is the 38-hour power reserve of this soap rod movement. Now, this watch has a very good movement. The soap rod is a reliable, good movement, but I think that if they put on a Sellita, top grade Sellita with more hours of power reserve, I think this watch would have been a little bit more expensive. So I thank them for that. This is just very cool and enough for me to have on my wrist. This is a complemental piece to my collection. As you know, I have a lot of watches and I really like to change it up a little bit. So I am in love with the F77. It's just an amazing watch. It just took a tad to arrive. And actually, if you saw my videos on Instagram, because I have an Instagram already right here, it's at andy.stwt. I talked about that this watch, arrived where I was in vacation. So I had to call the courier. I don't know how it's called. The guys that were going to send me this watch, and I had to tell them that I'm right here. So can you? It was in the States, so that was good. So they dropped it off at my hotel, and I got the watch, and I made a little video about it. The experience of the unboxing of this watch is just amazing. It's incredible. It's just a beautiful, kind of like a vintagey case that comes with this watch. And it's cool that it has a little bit, of text there, here and there, telling you about the story of the F77. It was apparently very iconic. So the start of the show is this beautiful meteorite dial. I know that meteorite dials got a little bit, trendy. This is just very well executed. It's just an amazing dial to look at every single day. Under the sun, under the moon, under a artificial light, whatever you are under, this is an incredible watch. The dial has applied indices and an applied logo for Nivada, and that is cool. And you have printed F77 automatic and Nivada 2 in white. So I think that this complements incredibly well for the watch. And as I already said, the lume is just lacking. There's none. But the applied, indices is just nice. It just reminds me a lot of the applied indices of, Datejust of the past, or Air Kings, or OPs. It's just that. It's just incredibly cool. Now, I gotta say, the bracelet, this should be a for a $1,400 watch. This should have been a easy extension link for you to add a little bit of extension on your wrist. But I don't mind, because you have a lot of holes to go through with your clasp, so you can get the precise fit to your wrist. What I like about this watch is that it doesn't go very, it just goes understated. It doesn't shine too much, and the bracelet doesn't shine too blingy as maybe just say a PRX or a Royal Oak. It doesn't grab any attention, and I think that this is a cool everydayer for you to have. And if you don't have any watch and you like this type of bracelet and style, like an integrated style, and having history and back catalog of this watch, just go for this one. It's just very thin, it's very light, it's just super comfortable to wear. It goes with every single attire I put on. It's incredible that this watch is grade 5 titanium. Not even the No Time to Die Omega is grade 5. Not even my Tour FXD is grade 5. But this is just, a different combination of metals to get grade 5. I think that grade 2, is pure titanium, so that's why it just scratched a little bit more. But this one has combinations, and that's why it's a little bit more expensive. I think it's harder, and you can polish certain surfaces, and the polished surfaces of this watch are amazing. They just pop incredibly well. The silhouette of this case is just amazing. It's beautiful. I really like how it plays with the lights, and the watch is portrays like bam. The light that bounces off this watch is just incredible, so soft, that gives something else to this watch, and actually made it a little bit more whiter than the darker tone of this grade 5 titanium. And I'm pleased to report that if you're not wearing this watch a lot, winding it is not a hassle. It has a big crown and is very easy to unscrew and screw down, and it's super grippy, so that is incredible. Now, this octagonal shape bezel that this watch has is the other trait that this watch excels at. The screws are great. They're aligned actually, and it just looks nice. Yeah, kind of look like a Royal Oak, but in its own way. It's not homaging anything, I think. It's just a great feeling to your eyes to see this. It's just amazing. It's cool. And the clasp, I think that the clasp could be just a tad better. I like that it has some parts that are polished, but it's cool. I don't like this kind of like little nipple here that it has, but it is what it is. But overall, the watch is super comfortable, and I'm very pleased. My $1,400, were worth it. When I received this watch, I was amazed. I was very happy, and I couldn't take it out of my wrist. And I actually went to the beach, so I wore it on the sea, and this is grade 5 titanium, so I didn't worry about the watch, and it just performed incredibly well. I really liked it, and let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you already have a F77 on your collection, if you want one, if you couldn't get at first the meteorite dial, because for me, this one is the way to go. I think if this one didn't exist, I would get the black one. just it has something else to see on the on the dial, because it has a little bit more off color, and I do like color, than the blue one. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which one would you get, and what do you think about the F77. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help. And remember guys, I am Andy, and I'll be here spending time watching time.